Peace be with you from University Ministry. I'm Sister Christina, the Assistant Director of University Ministry, and I'd like to welcome you to our Spring 2021 StudyCon. Each semester, departments from around the university team up to create this experience to help students focus on their mind, body, and spirit during their preparation for finals. Tonight's theme is on resilience, because we know that this time of year can bring anxieties that can distract from our studies and our sense of purpose. We offer you this blessing so that you can take some time to center yourself so that you can finish the semester strong. Gathered here at StudyCon are staff members from Student Support Services and resource offices from all across our campus. The Academic Center for Excellence, Sultan Fist Library, the Olu Wellness Center, Accessibility Services, Health Services, Campus Recreation, and University Ministry. We're all here to provide practical, supportive materials which you will learn more about throughout our evening. We're grateful that you have made this space for yourself to sit with us in the Spirit and to pray with those of us gathered here. Let us pray.
As we gather for this prayer, let us remember, for where 2 or 3 are gathered in name, there am I in the midst of them. May the God of wisdom, knowledge, and grace be with you. We are here today to ask God's blessing on our students. Studies are hard, but the reward is great. If we listen to God, they can lead us to a knowledge of oneself and one's call to serve the world. May God enlighten our hearts and minds now as we listen to the Word of God.
Sisters and brothers, listen to the words from the letter of St. Paul to the Philippians. Rejoice in the Lord always. I shall say it again, rejoice. Your kindness should be known to all. The Lord is near, have no anxiety at all, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, make your requests known to God. Then the peace of God that surpasses all understanding will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is gracious. If there is any excellence, and if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Keep on doing what you have learned, and received, and heard, and seen in me. Then the God of peace will be with you. The word of the Lord.
Let us now contemplate the words of Father John Martin Moy, the founder of our Sisters of Divine Providence. His writings continue to guide the life of this university and offer us joy and hope in times of anxiety. God knows all your needs since God knows everything. God can provide for them since He is all-powerful. God wills to do so, since He is our Father and He loves us as His children. What could you be troubled about? Let us leave the future to Providence and take advantage of the present. Let us do everything that depends on us, and God will take care of what concerns us. Whatever happens, everything will turn to the glory of God and our benefit.
So tonight is really about trusting in the abundance of the Spirit's of providence. And so we offer these prayers on behalf of the departments that have planned and that are carrying out this event of StudyCon as we walk with our university community in this last stretch of the semester. On behalf of the Sultan Fist Library, may you go forth in a spirit of curiosity, that during this time of finals you remember the joy of learning and celebrate your intellectual and personal growth over the last semester. On behalf of Campus Recreation, may you go forth in good health, that you continue your healthy habits or develop new ones to fit your fitness goals. On behalf of Accessibility Services, May you go forth with confidence and focus, that you feel the Holy Spirit guiding you and covering you in peace. On behalf of the Olu Wellness Center, may you go forth in strength of body, mind, and spirit, that you enjoy good health, that you find mental clarity, that your troubled heart is calmed, and that you find peace within. On behalf of the Academic Center for Excellence, may you go forth in a spirit of peace and perseverance as you study and review for your finals. That you know your ACE friends will assist you and support your studies, and that with the strength of Providence, you may remain confident in spirit and knowledge as you complete your final exams and projects. On behalf of Health Services, may you go forth with an encouraged spirit, feeling the support of all those here whose passion it is to empower you to advocate for yourself as you discover your educational path during this time of finals and beyond. On behalf of University Ministry, may you go forth with a refreshed heart and rejuvenated mind, with trust in the resilience already present in the sacredness of your being. And may the abundant love and mercy of our provident God, present within your community of caretakers and companions, be felt by you as you take time to recenter yourself along your path. And may these prayers and all the prayers within our hearts be heard and responded to by God as we pray the words that Jesus taught us.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Now let's bow our heads and ask for God's blessing. Provident God, send your Spirit upon our students and fill them with your wisdom and blessings. Grant them the strength and perseverance as they prepare for the final days of this semester. Help them to call forth the knowledge within them and the courage to complete the task ahead of them. We ask this in faith, trust, and the assurance that you are with them always. May our Almighty God bless you, Father and Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. Thank you again for joining us and for making prayer a part of your preparation for finals. May you each find peace as you prepare for the end of the semester to finish strong, Saints strong. Now we'll turn it over to you, Sabrina. Ready to go.
Well, hello, salutations, friends. Welcome to the Spring 2021 StudyCon Online live stream. Before we jump into things, thank you to University Ministry for a wonderful blessing as we enter this final exam period and the end of the academic year. We do have some on-campus events going on right now in the library community room. If you are on campus and want to come by, please enter and exit through the outer doors facing the library circle. We're also going to be having some events out there. I think at 7 and at 7:30, we're going to have sunset yoga out on the Woolfolk lawn. So just come on by. We also have, for the first 75 people who come through, I think 70. For the first 70 who come through the library community room, we've got some snack bags with sandwiches, some goodies, things like that. We also have a raffle for some prizes. So please go on by the library community room, okay? And check in and just let us know how you're doing in that, all right? So this semester, we gave StudyCon a theme. And after some conversation, we looked at and decided on resilience. Working through the pandemic for over a year now has had us all navigating major changes to our way of life. Spacing restrictions, masks, isolation. We have changed as a society and as individuals. But here we are, now working through a new adaptation with the vaccine rollout and things returning to, I guess, what we would call some normalcy. Resilience is what we all have, and we have all put into practice and are still utilizing as the world continues to change. Going into final exams and the summer break, we wanted to share with you all about how resiliency can help us grow, become more mindful of ourselves, and overall, it helps us establish our self-awareness. So we're going to have some things for y'all coming up. We're going to have some interviews coming with various people from on campus, people from the ACE. I think Dr. Cheshire and Dr. Kumar are going to be here to talk with y'all. We're going to have an interview with Dr. J from Counseling Services, who's going to talk some more. We're going to talk a little bit about what options we have on the StudyCon website for you. So StudyCon online website has new content for y'all this semester. We do have some stuff tailoring on resiliency. We've got a video from Miss Janet over in Accessibility Services. It has some really good learning kind of strategies and self-learning tips for final exams. We've got some information from our health education office and Timely Health, which is the options that all students have access to for healthcare. So we're going to hear from them later as well. So new content, please go check it out. If you're watching the live stream, we've got the link to it down below in the description box. If you're an outside student, want to take a look at it, you can go to libguides.olusa.edu/StudyCon online. Like I said, it's down in the description box. And go check it out. For students, you can log in through the library and find it. But it's got some really great resources. We still have some of our old resources on there because, of course, some of that stuff never loses its helpfulness. Okay, and you can find all past StudyCon playlists on the ACE at OLU YouTube page. So good information. We're hanging on to it. We're keeping it. We've got it, like I said, all available on the ACE at OLU YouTube page, where ideally you're at right now if you aren't watching from the LibGuides page for StudyCon. So great information. We're going to get ready to roll into our interviews. So we're going to take a quick break so we can get everything set up and make sure that we do have everyone here on schedule. But again, we'll be back. If you are on campus, please go check out, come to the library community room, check in with us, bring your mask, wear your mask. Grab a snack bag. Like I said, the first 70 people, we've got snack bags. Grab a raffle ticket, visit with ministry, You know, if you want to come back around for some yoga, come back around at 7 for some yoga. So a lot of good resources. But yeah, right now we're going to take a quick break. Okay. And if we want to, Sister Christina, if we can go to a like a holding screen for the live stream, and that way we can just make sure our interviews are set up.
All right, here's what's happening in the library community room live. People are picking up sack lunch, sack meals,
I go to a special room for this.
and there's people signing the prayer wall. So if you have finals that you want us to pray for, you can write them down on this prayer wall. And the LibGuides page also has a link to the virtual prayer wall.
Oh, these are prizes. You get a raffle. Did you get a ticket from the tenant?
So
Okay. I don't know how
here we are. There's plenty of dinners ready to go.
There you go. Okay, so just wanted to let you all know, give you a heads up. Here in person and on, we're going to live stream it as well on Ministry's Instagram page. We'll give you the link for that. But we're going to have yoga. It's 2 30-minute sessions, one at 7, one at 7:30. There are prizes for those who are here in person each session. So with a wonderful instructor, Ashton, who's my wife, she will be here to give yoga and mindfulness. No experience necessary, and we have yoga mats for you, so you don't even need equipment. We have everything you need right here. You just have to show up and be prepared to be centered. So, namaste, and hope to see you at 7 or 7:30.
Always with a live event.
Reading, I guess, just send me this text.
There are always things that are being planned around, and this is kind of neat because this allows us, this year we're trying out something new for this live stream. So there are several people throughout the first floor of the library that are basically broadcasting into the stream, which is really cool. We have Sister Christina and University Ministry to thank for this kind of step up in our normal live streaming process, which is really cool because we have they're recording right out of library community room. So, again, if you're on campus, please come by, grab a snack bag, sign the prayer wall. Come visit a little bit. Masks are required, but come visit a little bit, and then you can get back to the things that you're doing. I know preparing for finals and final projects and things like that. So we are going to be moving forward in a bit with our interviews. And I think the first up we're going to have is Dr. Cheshire and Dr. Kamara talking about what exactly with tutoring services that we do have. So we've got some really cool, if you're on campus, we've got some really cool in-person tutoring going on today. We have a couple of tutors available here on campus. Our tutors are still available online. So you can go online and work with them. I think we have Laura who's on the calendar tonight. So if you have chemistry, science questions, things like that, grab a spot with Laura. And so we also have Rachel, who's in-house here at the library tonight. They're going to be playing a Math Clash Algebra Jeopardy game. You can find the link to that because you don't have to be here to play it. You can play it from wherever you're at. There is a WebEx link on the StudyCon website that you can use to, play with them. We also have Bernard, who's going to be hosting from on campus a WebEx. Let's see, I believe he's doing an accounting Jeopardy game. So he's going to also be hosting that, and we're going to get that link up right now to the StudyCon website so that you can join along and play along. And while you play, help refresh some of that material that you're going to be needing for final exams. So good way. Our tutors are really creative and inventive with things that they are trying to do for tutoring, basically, and helping students learn. They have been online, since COVID. They've been working online, and it's been an adjustment. It's even been an adjustment for them to be online for these events, for tutoring in general. So, they really have come through with their creativity for things. And I highly recommend, it's not too late just because final exams are already starting. And in some cases, some of y'all might have already taken exams. Just because we're at that point doesn't mean you cannot work with a tutor. Okay. So you can still get with a tutor. we definitely want you to come work with us. And we're going to hear a little bit more about that right now because I think they're gearing up. I see them walking in. We're spread out today, but we're doing it and we're making do. All right. And check out the library community room again. Like there's Sister Ann. There's Bernard walking through. There's Graydon. So they're waiting. They're waiting to visit with people and work with people. Oh, Bernard just got camera shy. That's okay. We want to congratulate Bernard. Actually, he's graduating this couple of weeks, actually. And also extend a big congratulations out to all of you who are graduating, especially if you've had this last year as being, this COVID year, really over a year. But big congratulations to y'all for adapting and working through and being able to finish. And I'm going to extend that congratulations to all of you that are now wrapping up your first year, who maybe finished out your last year of high school being online and have entered your first year of college online. Kudos and congratulations. I know it's been an adjustment. I know it's been hard. But you've made it here. Things are changing again. Yes, we're always adapting, but we can do it. And that's one of the great things about life is, right? We learn how to adapt. So congratulations to y'all too, who've made it through your first year of college, who have done an online world and are now preparing again for a little bit more change, maybe with more hybrid on-campus online classes in the fall. Trust us, we miss you. We miss seeing y'all in person and hearing y'all come into the center and seeing y'all walk through the library and on campus. We do. Things will start to change and we'll get better and we'll go back to seeing each other and having events and having open houses. So I think that we are ready. I think I see Dr. Cheshire on here. Yes, he is. Hi, Dr. Cheshire. How are you?
You?
Doing good. I know that you were in the office right next to me. But we are in the way of pandemic here. So thank you for coming on. And I know that you were working with the tutors to prep those tutoring rooms earlier. Tell us a little bit about what we've got going on tonight with our tutors, because I give a brief rundown, but you know more.
Absolutely. Well, I've been running around trying to get everything set up. It's we've prepped it so that we can have an online tutoring experience as well as an in-person tutoring experience. So we have set up 2 different games that are Jeopardy style tutoring games. One is in accounting, accounting 1, which would be 2311, I believe, and then another game is in college algebra. So that's math 1304 or 1404. We have both of those games are set up and running now. You can join through WebEx and actually participate in the game from wherever you are. Or you can come on down and join us in with social distancing, of course, and with your masks on. But we are set up on this first floor in the library and ready to go. We've got several people already here who are interested in getting a little extra help before their exams and just have a few little questions. Now, if you are not in a college algebra or an accounting 1 class, then we still have several tutors here who are able to help you with anything, with almost any subject that you might come in looking for help from. In fact, we have somebody here who just needed some help with their formatting their Word document paper. So they came in and we're helping them with that. So we've got quite an array of tutors here ready to help anybody who needs help, while they also have access to this sort of this great event where there's all kinds of self-care and helpful self-help tips to sort of keep everybody relaxed and prepared for the week ahead. I see that we've got Dr. Kamara here too, and I think I stole her place a little bit, but
Fine, you're fine, and welcome. We are here in the library community room. Well, I'm in my office, as you can see, But the library community room is open right now, and we have some snack bags, some delicious sandwiches and snacks. And we have a prayer wall where you can write down your prayers. Active Minds is here. And then down the hallway, we have some tutoring, as Dr. Cheshire was talking about. We are entering finals at the end of this week, and we do want everybody to know that the Academic Center for Excellence is here to help you. We are offering tutoring online in our regular schedule. We have online writing tutoring, and tonight we are having some group tutoring. Did you talk about that already, Dr. Cheshire? I'm sorry.
I did, but I'm happy to talk more about it if I can find myself. This computer stuff is fun for me. I should also mention that if you are joining us online for tutoring, then if you go to if you're on the online StudyCon page already, then you should find one of two links. One is called Math Clash, which is for the college algebra game, and the other is called Accounting Jeopardy. And it's not exactly Jeopardy, but it's something like Jeopardy, and you'll be able to sort of choose your level of difficulty for these questions, and then you'll have an opportunity with the other students there to try and answer those questions, and then have our tutors go through the answers with you and review those or any other concepts that you have. We would love to have people sort of also just ask questions, bring whatever notes or questions you have to the tutors, and it can become as informal of a sort of a tutoring session as you'd like. But we do have it set up in a fun way. There will be prizes for those who win. I guess it's not really a win or lose sort of thing, but come on down or just join us online. And if you have any trouble getting on to our online tutoring games, I think that those links are up there, and I was just checking for that. Maybe Sabrina. Yes, okay, I see them, Sabrina. Thank you. Those links are right there, just under the main StudyCon introduction there in that link under the LibGuides. So go ahead and join in. You'll find Bernard in the accounting room, and he's ready to go. He's finished wolfing down the sandwich that he was eating, and then you've got Rachel working in another room doing our college algebra tutoring. Both are eager and ready to have fun. And again, like I said, we also have several other tutors here, just waiting for anybody who might want to come in online and work with us in person. Of course, bring your mask. And finally, we also still have 2 tutors on the regular schedule. So if you go to our My WC Online tutoring scheduler, you can get an appointment with Laura or Diego, who are both tutoring in the sciences. Diego tutors in almost everything, I think. So feel free to join us in any of those formats. We're here for you, and we're here to help you prepare for those exams, or just talk you through the stress that you might feel about some of these exams coming up.
Yes, and I wanted to again encourage you to stop by, and remember, we are wearing our masks, so we are all being very safe here. And so it's safe. We're keeping our distance. We have our masks. I actually went to the women's Final Four. Yay! Go Stanford. And I hope you do stop by. And so we'll kick it back to Sabrina, who is going to be bringing other people with you.
Yes. So thank you, Dr. K and Dr. Cheshire, for that. Like I said, take advantage. We've got tutoring available. We'll have tutors still available throughout the week. So please Let's get some appointments up there, and let's get some refresher or some help in that, preparing for those exams. Okay, so our next guests, they're coming in hot as they prepare for one of our signature events, Sunset Yoga, which is going to start at 7 p.m. And please welcome our university ministry team. We do have, I think, Creighton, who's coming in, and I think Sister Christina, who's down there, who's actually our control person. So she's switching us around and moving everything for our broadcast, which we very much so appreciate. Let's see who is there. Let me see. Okay, I see Creighton coming in. Nice, fixing things. We have a fancy setup for that, for our interview room. So we're coming in right now. There we go. There's Creighton. All right, let's just let him level out, and now we'll have a little talksy with him. So again, just to rehash real quick, StudyCon this year is themed Resiliency. And a lot of our content that's available on the StudyCon LibGuide site is tailored to that. Okay, we've got some great videos. Dr. J has a new video up on there. These videos are also in our YouTube playlist on the ACET Olu YouTube page. We send it out on a flyer, so anybody through the university would have gotten a flyer that has the LibGuide site on it. Oh, hang on, I'm getting a little check. So we're just working out some audio difficulties for a minute. Just double checking. You sound a little low, Creighton. I can kind of hear you. Like any broadcast, there's always the opportunity for technical difficulties, but that's okay. It happens, right? So when we stumble a little bit, pick ourselves up, we keep going. So let's see. We're just working out some of those.
If I can hop on there.
So kind of a really cool thing is we are broadcasting through phones and iOS devices, which is pretty cool because you can move around and do all kinds of things. But of course, we're, let's see. Looks like we might have an audio issue. We're going to clear that up. Okay, we're going to get Creighton back. We're going to see if we can get him on a desktop, maybe. There's Sister Christina. Hello.
There we
I'm
go.
sorry, I was eating my sandwich.
No problem.
Hi, I will just go ahead and say hello to everybody who's ever's tuning in.
Yes.
Creighton's getting set up. So I'm Sister Christina. As she said, thank you, Sabrina. You're carrying this broadcast really well, so thank you. Right now, I'm in the library community room, and we still have the snack sacks available. And Active Minds is here giving out some bookmarks and what else? Resources. They have some resources. So come by the library community room and you can pick some up. Okay, over to you, Sabrina.
Okay, so we're getting Creighton set up on Dr. K's computer right now. But just so, because I know that they can both hear. So, again, with our theme of resiliency, I wonder if y'all can talk a little bit about, one of the things that we tend to do anytime we have a period of big change, right, is, how do we hold on to, say, that spiritual faith that we have, whatever that may be, right? How do we kind of hold on to that in the times of change, not just pandemic, of course, but things like, for some of our graduates who are experiencing a big change in their life, who are going to go from their undergraduate to, some of them maybe their graduate, or some of them to careers. How do we kind of maneuver with that? How, can we talk a little bit about that to some of our students?
Is Sister Christina with me? Just to check.
Yes, I'm listening in.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to get trying to see who's on. So
You
I
are
didn't
on
know
the
if you were
screen.
speak as well. Yeah, I see me on the screen. I'm just getting my bearings here. Speaking of resiliency, so um, yeah, I think that these times have changed. I mean, they are, they happen in some ways. I think we spend a lot of our lives fighting them. To be honest, we struggle against them so many times. And I think one of the, particularly in the life of faith or spirituality or wherever you are, is much of it's to realize that what you need in so many ways you carry with you. I think what we often do, our faith lives often become rather sometimes in a time of resiliency, especially if we're struggling in our own spirituality, our own faith life. Um, Rather than be a place of resiliency, sometimes they become this other obstacle because we've separated ourselves. We've seen the beauty, we've seen the sacredness, we've seen fullness, we've seen happiness and tranquility, and all this is something that's out here that I've got to get to. Rather than really taking this inner pilgrimage. Uh, if you want to take a holy trip, a holy pilgrimage, you can do that and actually never leave the space where you are. I think we often put holiness, we put all these things so far apart from us that we forget that we're part of that universal force, that universal power, that whole spirit. We're part of that, and when we live that separation, and it's almost a refusal to look at who we are as part of the universe. When we live that, we're struggling within ourselves, much less sort of with the world around us. So I think part practices for resiliency really are just to stop and to go within, to sit within, and just to say, and to affirm within. And really, the key place to start with is gratitude. What are you grateful for? And it can be the most seemingly minute thing, right? We often want to say, "Oh, I'll be happy if I have this or I have that," but gratitude for even the most, even the smallest thing, I think then starts to open us to a greater fullness. And so I would say, start within, right? Look within, take a deep breath, give thanks for that breath. You start there.
Thank you, Creighton. I'm going to do a little peek at what's happening in the library community room. We still have snack sacks available. We had enough for the first 75 students, and we've had already a few come by, so there's still some left over. We still have both options of vegetarian or non-vegetarian, so there's something here for you. Remember, we have a prayer wall here in library community room. You can write down when your finals are, and we will be praying for you. For those of you tuning in on the live stream, there's also a link in the LibGuides page, so you can submit them virtually.
Yes, so we have all that available. And Creighton, just to let you know, I do have extra yoga mats if we need some. I have them in ACE. So just real quick before we transition out, and I have my mask on for a reason, I'll tell you all in a minute. But just before we transition to our next guest, real quick, what's a good sound piece of advice, Creighton, Sister Christina? What would you offer our students right now? something that just will maybe motivational, hopeful, give them some words of wisdom.
Okay, this is from home base. I would say that you probably are more prepared than you think. So don't stress out in a way that you're gonna forget everything. I think when we take some time to be mindful and maybe do a breathing exercise, something like that, to center yourself, you're gonna finish strong when you can really, like I said, remember that you've already studied for this. You're prepared. So that's always how I try to be encouraging. How about you, Creighton?
I had final exams this week, but apparently I do within this 10 minutes. It's like there are no easy questions. I thought we'd start with a "Hey, how you doing?" But word of advice in some ways really is enjoy the time. To be honest with you, I know that sounds crazy and ludicrous, right? To say enjoy it, but really enjoy it. Give yourself some moments to realize that you are still here at this point in the semester, at this point in this academic year. After all of this, you're still here. I think that, right, in and of itself, is it can take you far, right? Just sitting there and realizing I'm here, and sit with that, without necessarily trying to take it anywhere, but just sit with it, and to realize that the power of that, you've gotten this far. You can continue, you can finish, and I think separating, and I think within that, separating some of the larger picture things from the exam, from that particular project, the existential crisis that you might be feeling about your major or anything else. Well, you've got people here. You can talk to people about that later, right? But now just focus on the test. Chemistry might not be your thing, and you may not want to do this sort of path in life anymore, and that's perfectly okay. You probably will find that happening a lot in your life, but leave that for another moment and just let me focus on this. Be here in the present right now with this assignment, and do the best you can on that. Then you can figure out the other pieces later. I don't know if Dr. J has talked yet, but wonderful staff. You can come over to the Elliott House. You go to council. I'm in existential crisis. and not the spiritual. We'll sit and listen to the Elliott House. If it's other territories, say, let's talk with Dr. J and talk with them. That's okay. But be present in the moment right now for the tasks you have this week. And the other things, you can deal with that later. Give yourself that gratitude, and I think that'll anchor you in the present for this week. If that's helpful, I don't know. If not, hey, don't worry about that advice and move to something else. But if it's helpful, then I'm good. I'm glad. So,
I think it is very helpful, Creighton. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank y'all, Sister Christina, Creighton. Thank you very much. Thank you for broadcasting home base out of the library community room, Sister Christina. And let's get ready for some yoga. Excited for that. So, as y'all can see, I'm in a space with another human. However, I'd like to preface this. We have both been vaccinated. We are both pretty much isolated. I don't know about you, Maria. I don't go anywhere. I don't go anywhere. So this, of course, we're going to transition to some amazing people that we work with very much so, and miss working more with because of the pandemic. I'm going to be talking right now to Maria Cavanis, the director of the Sultan Fuss Library. Hello, Maria.
Hello, Sabrina.
And I'm going to move this mic towards you, so we might get a little muffled.
Awesome.
Okay.
Slide a little this way.
Yeah, slide a little bit out. So thank you very much, Maria, for keeping the first floor open for us.
Absolutely.
We very much so appreciate it. As y'all know, the library has some reduced hours, of course, because of on-campus and restrictions, things like that. So tell us, what's the library up to right now? We've got finals, we've got summer. What's happening with that?
So we got a lot going on right now. So I thought I would just remind students about some of the services that we have available, as always in the library, but that might be particularly helpful as you're headed into finals week. We do have our chat, which you can find our chat hours on the library website. And this is one way that we can virtually provide direct student support. So you can chat with us right from our website live. And we also have some other services. A lot of students don't know that you can, for example, make an appointment for a research consultation with a librarian. That's another thing that you can do from our website. And we've been doing those consultations virtually throughout this pandemic time period. And those can be very helpful for students. So if you have a final paper that you're working on and you need some help with your sources or finding additional research, then that is a great opportunity to work with one of our librarians. Or even if you just need some encouragement, our librarians are also great at that. And just someone to say, you know what, you're going to get through this, we can do that too. So those services you can find available on our library website. And also keep an eye out because we are always adding new things. I was just telling Sabrina that we last fall started being able to check out laptops to students here in the library. And we are going to continue to do that throughout the summer and the fall. So we'll have those laptops available for checkout. It's one of the library's new initiatives, Technology Checkout, which was co-sponsored by Student Affairs and Student Government Association. And look forward in the fall to some more things becoming available for checkout, such as different phone accessories, like tripods and things like that. So you can even do your own little events or student projects. So we've got some exciting things ahead. Soon we're going to be announcing our summer hours. So stay tuned on our website for that. And I'm very excited to be here and just see some energy here on the first floor and see some faces. Doing the StudyCon online has been great, but it's nice to be back in the building and see some faces, even if it's only half of faces. And so we look forward to seeing you in the library soon. Yeah, and that's it.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Maria. As always, again, we at ACE have often done we've done a lot of shared events with the library. We have missed that. We look forward to getting maybe back to some of those. So we're going to look at some things in the fall. I know that we're wanting to talk to y'all about maybe a kind of a hybrid open house or something come the fall.
That'd be great.
So, definitely a great resource. Take advantage of it. The library's here. Even though the building has less hours, you can still meet with everybody. You can meet with them online. You can meet with them here if you're here in person on campus, and then meet with them online later in the day. You can still have access to all those great resources and more. So definitely check it out. Thank you, Maria, very much. Very much so appreciate everything. And we are going to now get ready to kick over to our next guest. So thank you very much, ma'am.
Bye, everyone.
Very much so appreciate it. So yeah, that's why I gave a disclaimer in that we are all vaccinated and things like that. And been isolating. I isolated. I just, in fact, sanitized everything right when she walked in. So I'm gonna remove this real quick. Okay. Listen, we've been talking some great stuff about keeping your academic mind going, right? And our learning and everything. Let's kick it over. Let's change our tone a little bit. Let's talk about the body. We have Julie Kay here, our health education officer at the Olu Wellness Center. Good evening, Julie. Thank you for calling in with us today.
And I just want to wish everybody the best of luck on their upcoming exams or any projects that they're turning in. I'm sure everything that they've learned and mastered is going to just ignite in their head and come out through their fingers and go on to the test or projects. So good luck with that.
Yes, very much so. Very much so, as always, final exams. Here we go. So, Julie Kay, I'm always used to calling you Julie Kay, so
I go by that.
All right. I do miss seeing you in various meetings and things like that, and I hope you've been well.
Same. Yeah.
Right now, I know a hot topic is vaccinations. Could you maybe share a little bit more info about, I guess more so kind of like how, if you're somebody who maybe is a little hesitant about it and maybe just unsure,
Mm-hmm.
share with us maybe a little bit more about that.
Sure. Well, it's definitely been dynamic and confusing, and a lot of information thrown at all of us at one time in this new pandemic. But just know that the vaccines are readily available now, pretty much throughout the United States. So access to vaccines is becoming less of an issue. And if you are concerned about, there's a lot, concern is a big topic, right, about vaccines. So if you have exact questions, I invite you to email me at Health Services, or just at jkniper@alusa.edu, and I'm happy to address any individual questions. But the vaccines, the number one question I get is, the vaccine going to mess with my DNA? That's kind of a common question I get. And the reality of it is, the answer is no. The vaccines that are being offered do not alter your DNA. They're kind of like a Snapchat. They're going to go in and teach your antibodies how to put up the fight, and then they're going to kind of disappear. Does that make sense? So another question from females a lot of times is, I'm thinking about having a baby. Is that going to affect the situation? Right now, there's no evidence that it would. But of course, your lawyers are talking to your primary care provider. And especially if you have a chronic health condition, just as you would with anything you're going to do, you want to check with your primary health care provider. But if you happen to be in San Antonio, you've got lots of options. You've got drive-throughs, walk-ups, appointment-based vaccines. J&J is now available. That's the single-shot vaccine. So if you don't like shots and you just want to get the one, the J&J is now available. And then, of course, you have the Pfizer, which is a 2-vaccine series, and that is 21 days apart. So that once you get your first one, they'll schedule your second one. And then the Moderna is a 28-day difference from the time you get it to the time that they'll schedule your second one. So, as students who may be traveling or leaving, you need to kind of keep those facts in mind. So that leads to the third most asked question is, can I get the vaccine here where I'm at, whether that's Houston, RGV, wherever you're at, and the second one someplace else? It is possible, but you have to coordinate that yourself through a major provider, such as a CVS or Walgreens, because you have to make sure you get the same vaccine. So if you got the Pfizer in San Antonio and you're leaving and going to Michigan, you would want to make sure that the CVS there actually has that vaccine and you could schedule it. So does that make sense? Was that helpful?
I think so. I think that probably cleared up a lot of things. And I know that you gave us a link for a vaccine finder website.
Yes.
To help people locate them. For all our OLU students, that is on the StudyCon website. It is linked there, Vaccine Finder. Go check it out. Click on it to help you if you're trying to locate a vaccine or trying to get, on one of the many lists to go ahead and get your vaccine. I know that everything has been cleared for, I think, is it 16 or 17 and up now can get the...
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
16 and up. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And, I'm glad you brought up that. I was going to bring up Vaccine Finder. Vaccine Finder is a fantastic tool. And let's say you are currently in the San Antonio campus and you're going to be going home, I don't know, to Colleen or Kyle or anywhere. You can actually go on to Vaccine Finder, search by your zip code, and go ahead and make an appointment, because it will pull up the entire list of places that are offering the vaccines, and you can check mark which, if you're particular and you want a certain vaccine, you can select it and plan ahead. I happen to know of students that have already used that here locally, and they wanted the J&J, they wanted the single shot because they were going to be traveling in the next 15 days, and they wanted to be totally vaccinated, and they found a local pharmacy just down the road, and they've already received it, and they're going to be good to go. So does that answer the vaccine questions for now?
I think that covers a lot of it. And I think that covers a lot of what I hear is on people's minds. I'll tell you, I got the Pfizer vaccine and I did my research and stuff because, of course, you're always wondering. But, to me, it was worth it. To me, I made that choice for the benefit of myself and for the benefit of people that I'm around, whether that's my parents, my coworkers, anyone.
Well, and if I may offer one other way to think about this vaccine, you're in school, and I don't know which programs you're in, but if you're going to be working in hospitals or social work settings or doing practicums, a lot of those now require a vaccine. So I suggest putting it on your radar now and getting it complete, so that you're not in a situation where you say, oh my gosh, they can't pick me because I'm not vaccinated yet, and I have to wait 30 days or the 28 days. So I just say it's a good thing to go ahead and get completed, because if you're traveling abroad, sometimes it helps you go through the system quicker. There's different international rules for traveling, and sometimes you would need a 48 hours with a negative ahead, and that might be hard to do before you get on the plane. But if you read and you're fully vaccinated, you just kind of go right through. Does that make sense?
Exactly. And you know what I was just thinking too, and I was thinking about it earlier too, anybody who might be doing summer internships, things like that, that's going to be definitely something, look it up, put it on there, and go ahead and make the decision and get that vaccine.
That's right. And pretty easy. I myself use the University Health one at Wonderland Mall in San Antonio. I know Houston has areas, RGV has areas. I walked up and was in and out in 10 minutes for the first one, and the same for the second. So it's very easy.
I did the Wonderland Mall as well. So I know, and talking about vaccine, of course, that's one element. But I know too, right now we're in a peak allergy time. We're in a kind of a peak. I've heard of some people getting flu. In fact, my sister got very sick. They tested her for all kinds of things. Turns out it was influenza. And I know that OLU students do have health resources. Tell us a little bit more about Timely Health. And just for everybody who's listening, we do have information on Timely Health up again on the StudyCon website. You can go there, you can get the links to it, check it out. There's some really cool graphics that explain everything, all the different resources that you can get through the Timely Health.
Right, and close. It's actually called Timely Care. So Timely Care is an app you can put on any mobile device, and it's for OLLU students, and it gives you 24/7 access to medical and mental health support. And so let's say you start feeling, just something's not right, got this horrible sore throat, or you think you got the pink eye, or you have a rash you want to talk to somebody about, you can log in to Timely Care with your .edu email and connect with a medical provider at no cost. You won't be asked for insurance. Now, if you and the provider determine you need a prescription, then when you go to pick it up, you would then present your insurance. Does that make sense? So Timely Care is available to any current Our Lady of the Lake student. It is a mobile app, and it will be on your desktop starting next month. And it operates for legality regions within the United States. So anywhere you have internet connection. Does that make sense? So let's say on the other spectrum, it's 3 a.m. and you're having maybe an anxiety attack of some type. You can log in, go in with your .edu email, click on Talk Now, and be talking with counseling support within minutes. So it's a fantastic benefit. And I would say right now, on your break from studying, I would just take a few minutes and put Timely Care, search in the App Store, download it to your phone, because as you travel over the summer, if something happens at an odd hour, you have access to these services. And the other thing that's part of Timely Care, when we're talking about health, Now that we're getting near the end of the semester, and you may say, I really want to focus on my diet. I really want to focus on my sleep habits. Maybe I want to quit vaping or smoking. They have scheduled wellness coaching that you can access at no cost. So that's a tremendous benefit also. Say you want to do an exercise program. Great. Schedule with a wellness coach, and they'll get you going on a right track at no cost. Does that make sense?
Yes, and it is timely care. It is on, like I said, the StudyCon website. It is all correct. I just wrote it wrong on my script. But it's timely care. We have the links up there, and like I said, we have those cool graphics that tell you all the range of services that you can get through them. And you know what, as Julie Kay said, right now during finals, it's an especially important time to be thinking about your physical health. Remember, if you haven't watched my last episode of Playing the Ace, get some sleep, kids. Get some sleep. You need sleep even during finals.
Yes, and the wellness coaches at Timely Care can talk about sleep habits. So it's got a lot of great services.
Yes, sleep habits, very much. I say that as somebody who has horrible sleep habits.
Okay.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you for being here and for bringing all this information to our students. And I know sometimes it's just, even though it's the end of the semester, it's a good reminder to them of the things that they have available to them. Like I said, all those links are posted.
Well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me and allowing me this time. And I wish everybody the best of luck with their projects.
Thank you very much, ma'am. You have a good night.
Good night. Take care.
Okay. So we talked academics. We talked physical health and the body. Let's move to a very important subject in my mind and heart, and that's our mental health. So in case you're not aware, whether you're watching this right now live, whether you're watching this later, months later, years later, whatever, StudyCon was designed to provide resources and support for students as the whole person. That means your academics as well as your mental and emotional health. Okay, these elements are easily affected by one another. Okay, stress does a lot of things too. We're thinking about class, things like that. So, of course, it is always my pleasure to have Dr. J, the Executive Director of the Olu Wellness Center and Counseling Services, here with us today. Thank you, Dr. J, for taking the time out of your evening to be here with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I've always talked to you about the importance of it and where I saw StudyCon going with addressing even, things for the mental health, to care for the mental health and self-care. In fact, you and I were having a conversation about themes for StudyCon when Resiliency came up. And I was asking you about some things that are, more common that we're seeing right now across the board with people. And it just fit. It fit. It was what I was thinking about in my mind. I just couldn't put a word with it, but it was exactly what I thought here at this point of transition in everything over the last year and a half that we've, as a society and as a world have been going through. What else can you share about me? I know that you have, and for anybody who's listening, you have a good video. You sent us a great video that we've posted up. It's available on the StudyCon website. It's available on the ACE at Olu website. ACE at Olu YouTube page. But what else can you share with us about right now Resiliency?
That video is so much longer than I anticipated it being. So I think you're spot on, Sabrina. Resilience it's always important, but it's undeniably important right now. I think, given everything that we've gone through over the last year. And I recognize that people have been affected in different ways, but there's also a collective experience that we all shared. And so one of the things that I spoke briefly about in the video, but I think is really important to highlight, is that resilience isn't a state of being. It's not either you are or you aren't resilient. There are things you can do to cultivate and nurture resilience, just as there are things you can do to cultivate and nurture your physical health. And so I think that's something to bear in mind, and that our ability to be resilient it can fluctuate, right? Just naturally based on the circumstances that were going on. And that's not coming from a judgmental place, and you certainly shouldn't be self-critical about it. There has to be some self-compassion practice. If there are multiple stressors going on in your life, resilience could be tested. That doesn't mean that it's not going to be there. It's impossible to get through things. Things just might be a little bit more difficult, and self-compassion is a key component to resilience. So that's one of the things that I wanted to highlight. The second thing that I actually didn't highlight, and as I was looking a little bit more into resilience, is the role. I talked about various things that could help improve resilience, that you could do, practices that you could engage in. And one of them that I didn't mention is finding ways to laugh. And this really resonated with me. Recently, I was talking with one of my friends, and he told me that he recognized when I watch TV, I don't watch a lot of TV, but I really try to choose. I watch a lot of stand-up comedy. And it's really intentional, right? Life is stressful, generally speaking. And so when you add things like a pandemic, all of these injustices we've been experiencing, potential grief related to the pandemic, academic stress, work stress, right? Family and relationship stress, I've got to get away, and I got to really be intentional about finding something that lifts my spirits. And so humor is an amazing tool. It not only helps us mentally and emotionally, right? We know that there are physical benefits to humor, right? It actually boosts the immune system, and can reduce actually the experience of physical pain. So lots of benefits to that, and I think it's a fun way, right, to improve your resiliency.
You know, it's funny you talk about that, because I was having a moment like that last week at some time. And you know, I was in an online chat with people that I know and stuff, and we were talking about something, and everybody was talking about things to watch and new shows to watch, and I was like, you know, I want to watch something silly, and I was very happy to find that I think is it HBO or something had uploaded the entire series of The Nanny, which was a silly, fun show, and for me, it was one of my favorites because it made me laugh. And that's what I was feeling. And so I remember telling, you know, my little online community that, like, you know, I'm going to go watch just a bunch of episodes of The Nanny. I want to laugh. I want something that makes me laugh and makes me kind of happy and lighthearted. And so it's funny that you mentioned that. And I'm coming off the tail end of that, of having that kind of moment over the last couple of days. And so it is something, you know, being able to laugh and just have that lightheartedness again, I think is something that after, you know, the coming off the year, I think it's important. And I think it's, you have to kind of, you find something to give you those moments.
Absolutely. And I think another thing is when we're doing things like watching shows or comedies and stuff, we can do that with people, which really speaks to one of the primary tools that will assist in fostering resilience is the social connection. I can't emphasize this enough. We have such a tendency, this certainly wasn't helped by quarantine, right? But just naturally speaking, people usually have a tendency to isolate themselves when things start getting rough. It's almost as though they feel they want to navigate these things on their own, or that they're not in a good enough place to be connected to someone else, when in all reality, that's the time when you should be most connected, right? And you should rely on your support system. And so I really want to emphasize the importance of staying connected. And if you're feeling like, man, I'm not quite sure that I have relationships that are validating and nurturing and supportive in that manner, we got to make new relationships, right? We got to make new friendships, seek out new people, because it's such a core component to helping you not only get through this time, but to grow. I think grow through the difficult times. A lot of people, and I mentioned this in the video, but again, it's worth noting that resilience isn't just about bouncing back and saying like, okay, I got through that. Like, you can grow through, you can come out having expanded in so many ways and progressed in various ways. And that's just another benefit to being engaged in the components and practices that I mentioned.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm really am happy that we went with this theme at this point for this semester. I am now looking towards, looking at themes. I kind of like the idea of theming StudyCon every semester. And so, moving forward, I think that there's a lot that we can do with it. Thank you so much for not only the video, for being here tonight, and for all that your office, everyone over in Counseling Services does for our students. It's great to have, these resources for our students, especially when they need it, and helping them to understand, it's okay to need it, right? I'm always saying, that's my big thing. I'm always saying, because I do believe it's okay to ask for help. Ask for help.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Sabrina. I will be thinking of everyone as you go through finals. Some of you graduation, congratulations on that. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help support or assist you, even if it's through these last couple of weeks or through the summer.
Thank you very much, Dr. J. We always appreciate you being around and being here. So we're gonna switch it over again. Not too big of a switch, not too big of a jump here. We're gonna come back to talking about the body again, but more so really something that can help us tackle our stress, right? Because we're all, right now especially, we've got a lot of stress going on with finals and things in life. And so we're gonna talk to Kyle from Rec Sports. And especially talking about some things such as, not just movement and exercise, and whether it's dancing, whether it's playing games, but also just fun, like playing games, like, having kind of this fun times with you. Kyle, how are you tonight? Doing good. Thank you so much. So one, I did actually leave, Kyle, the videos that you did for us last semester because they were really good, and I had a lot of people who watched them.
Okay.
So that was like the yoga stretches and things like that. So those are still up. We still have them up on our playlist because I think they're really good, and I was doing some of the stretches myself.
Nice.
But can you talk to us a little bit right now especially about not only some things that y'all have going on, because I know that you have a lot of stuff going on. I think y'all we're doing like a ziplining trip.
Yeah, so we do some outdoor recreation type trips. I usually try to get 2 or 3 in. It's always easier when I can provide the transportation. That way the students don't have to do it themselves. But we were able to take a couple of trips this year, and yeah, just a couple of weeks ago we went to Helotes Hill Country Zip Lines. It's about 25 minutes from here, so not too terribly far at all, and it's really cool. They have 10 different zip lines, and you're anywhere from like 50 to up to like I think 200 or 250 feet off the ground. So yeah, it's really nice. We've gone 2 years in a row now to that, and the students always have a lot of fun on those trips.
And I know the kayaking has been a really big event that a lot of students liked, the kayaking. What do you think the relation is between stuff like that? Like if an opportunity like that comes up, like to go kayaking, that, where do you think the benefit is for students to say, you know what, yeah, I'm going to go in that? Do you think that there's opportunities not only for the fact that it gets them out, it gets them kind of on a little mini adventure, something different from maybe being in the dorm or, focusing on schoolwork. But I think it would also present opportunities to maybe meet other students. What do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's even a chance for me to meet and interact with students who, they may not have any interest in volleyball or basketball or stuff like that, intramural wise, but yeah, they want to give this kayaking a try or give the ziplining a try. It's like almost like a completely different set of students are interested in these outdoor types of trips. I think that's really cool. Because again, you can ask your roommate to go with you, and that's fun and all. So it can be like some roommate bonding. But yeah, I mean, you also can meet other OLU students who you may not have any classes with because they're not in your major or they don't live in your dorm room or whatever. Maybe you see them in the cafeteria or something. But yeah, then you get a chance to meet other students on these trips and interact with folks you don't normally see, and who knows, maybe strike up a new friendship.
Definitely. I remember several years ago, I had a work study who worked in our area. And I remember, she struggled the first couple of weeks of classes the semester. She hadn't met anybody, and she was getting really homesick. And I remember there was a sudden shift one week. And then after that, she I could tell she was happier than that. And as it turns out, she had gone to a Zumba class one day. And had kind of met some friends and made met some people in that, and just changed her whole, it changed her whole semester even. And so I know that it kind of fits along with what Dr. J was talking about kind of social relationships and that, and forging new relationships, and even just going out and having, a single day adventure like that. Those sound really cool. I was seeing the kayaking and even the ziplining one. Those sound really neat, opportunities for that. What else does Rec Sports have going on? I know we're coming to the end of the semester, but what are some things that you'll have still going on right now, and then looking maybe towards the fall?
Yeah, so we've got our last yoga class of the semester will be tomorrow night at 7:00. And I'll plug as well, we've been recording the yoga classes throughout the semester, and so if you want to maybe watch one and just kind of get a feel for whether that's something you may be interested in or not. Some of the past classes are on our Microsoft Stream channel. So if you go log into your Microsoft account and go to Microsoft Stream, it's basically like their version of YouTube. And you just search Campus Recreation and you'll see all our fitness videos that we uploaded over the past fall and spring semester. So you can watch 5 or 10 minutes, see if it's something you think you'll like, and we'd love to see you tomorrow if you're available. And maybe if it's something you like, we'll see you next year in the fall. We're always looking to branch out and have more students attend.
Definitely. We, those are, take a chance, students. When y'all see those events pop up, take a chance. If it's something you're interested in, or if you even want to try, go check it out. I'm going to put you on the spot for a minute, Kyle.
All right.
What piece of advice would you offer students right now? We've got finals, we've got a lot of stress, things happening. What's some advice that you could offer our students?
Yeah, so probably my biggest thing is that you may think the best way to study is to just cram in all the day before at the last minute, stay up till 3, 4 in the morning or later, and then wake up at 7:00 and get another hour of studying in before your 8:00 exam or whenever it is. That's probably not what you want to do, though. You want to make sure you're actually well rested. It doesn't sound like it makes sense. You'd study less, so you'd think you might not be as prepared, but the fact that you're getting that more sleep will definitely help you. So make sure you're getting at least a solid 7 hours sleep. Maybe start studying for your exams now. That way you don't have to cram everything in on Sunday night or Monday night or whenever it is. Just study a little bit each day. Listen to some music while you're studying. That I know experts have said that helps with memory retention. And then, I also would recommend just doing some exercises. Go over to the UAC and, release some endorphins. That's always good for you. It helps memory retention as well. So even if it's just a 20-minute on the treadmill or 20 minutes on the elliptical, it's better than nothing, and it'll help you a lot.
Awesome. Thank you. In fact, you actually just tapped into a lot of what was in our our final episode of Playing the Ace were tips for studying for finals, and that's a big one. Was get some movement, get some exercise, study for an hour, and then go take a walk, or dance around, burn off some of that that stress and that energy, and then you can get back to it.
For sure.
So thank you, Kyle, for sharing all of that. Again, I hope that more students, Work Sports is always doing some really cool stuff. Take advantage of it. Go check it out. Go try it. Go try it at least.
Yeah, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We're at OLU Campus Rec on both. I usually post whenever we have anything going on, pop-up activities, yoga classes, Pilates classes. I send out emails for those outdoor adventure trips, of course, but you can see it on our Instagram too. I posted actually some photos from the ziplining trip. So if that's something that interested you and you're like, wait, I didn't know we were doing that, or I didn't know what ziplining was, or whatever, go to our Instagram. I think it's our last post, maybe our second to last post. I'm not sure, but it's on there. There's some videos of some students going down the zip lines. It's really cool.
Awesome. So go check out their socials. And think about it. Think about it as the fall comes, and maybe some more adventurous students that y'all want to have next year. Kyle, thank you very much for being here tonight. I very much appreciate your time.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me, and good luck on your finals, everyone.
All right. So we're going to be shifting towards kind of the end of our live stream here, but of course we cannot end without talking to someone we all love and appreciate so much. Janet, I know that you're there. So thank you so much for being here. If you don't know, this is Janet Huppel, our accessibility director of accessibility coordinator.
Director of Accessibility Services.
Director of Accessibility Services.
I'm really glad to be here. Thanks for asking. And I just want to piggyback on some things that Kyle said and Sabrina said about the studying. You really do want to do repeated exposures of things. You want to, instead of trying to cram everything in one night or have like a mega long session, it would be better if you would study, say, 30 minutes a day for 3 days, or, divide up your materials. But if you look at that again and again and again, that's going to give you a chance to remember it better. So instead of trying to cram it in and you're tired and everything, it would be better for you if you would do a little bit at a time. I know you guys hear me say this a lot, but I really like a flashcard, even if it's like for questions, not just vocabulary. And so I'll even use like big flashcards, and I'll write out, maybe my professor has a study guide that has some questions on it. I might write the question, and then I might, at first, I might even look up the answer if I don't know it and write it out on the back or on another piece of paper, because the motor memory is going to help me too. It's going to help me remember, because I'm reading and I'm writing at the same time. But also you can practice. You can read the questions over and kind of think about it, because some of the other thing is sometimes the tests are timed, right? Especially now that a lot of things are virtual. I've noticed that now that professors are doing things online, then they're like, oh, look at this, there's a time setting. Let's turn that on. So you want to make sure that you're prepared, because that can be a little stressful, right? But I do agree with, you've got to get a lot of rest. You will see that if you don't get enough rest, I mean, think about how you feel when you're really tired. Can you concentrate? How do you feel worried or nervous, or do you have a headache? Or, if you don't get enough rest, your body it's not ready to do everything. So you do want to get some rest, but also start thinking about it now. And if I were you, I would start kind of planning out what finals you have and what days those are, and schedule out some time in the day that you can devote to each of those. Even if you break it up, maybe the first day you read through everything, and then the next time you say, okay, I'm going to study the first 3 sections. Maybe there's 9 sections. I'm going to study 3 sections. Then tomorrow I'm going to study the next 3 sections. But give it a little bit of time each day, and then go back and go back over it, because Your repeat exposure is what's going to help you remember in your long term. So that's going to help you, but also it's going to help because you will have seen it and you will remember that you have seen it before. And it's going to help you kind of come up with more thoughts. The other thing I was going to say is thinking about talking to your professor. I've been talking to a lot of students this semester and last who have been struggling because of the online classes and because of just being, you know, in quarantine and not having a different routine. So what I could say to you is if you have any difficulty, reach out to that professor. Do not wait until you're totally desperate. If you have something due at midnight tonight, don't wait until midnight or tomorrow to tell them that you need more time or that you're having a hard time. It's better for you to ask the question. I look at it this way. What's the worst that can happen? You ask the question, they say no, you move on, right? But if you ask the question, it says, hey, I care about my class. I'm working on it. And I want some clarification. I think a lot of people will respect that. And I have seen most of the time when students will reach out beforehand, the professor is willing to lend a hand and to make clarifications or give a little bit more time or something like that. So I think just be honest and just if you're looking at what you have to do, just kind of be thinking like, what do they say? You're eating an elephant one bite at a time. So you can't do it all tonight, but you can start, right? And you can help yourself be ready. What do you think, Sabrina? Do you think, is there something that I haven't thought of?
No, I think you touched on a lot of things that we're always kind of emphasizing and talking about in regards to learning, definitely. So, I've got somebody in our YouTube chat who says, yes, time management is crucial. Time management is very crucial. I think also you touched on something, Janet, that students do forget sometimes, and that is reach out to your faculty, reach out to your professors for that. They're your first line for help within your courses, especially because they're the ones teaching your course. So if it's a struggle with materials and things like that, they're going to be the best person to ask for that first. Don't hesitate with that. Please don't. I have often heard from students who are like, well, I haven't really talked to a professor. You need to talk to the professor.
I totally agree. Because sometimes I feel like I hear sometimes students say, well, I'm nervous. I'm nervous to ask them. And I say, what do you think you want to say? Let's practice. Like, what would you say? Let's just say politely what your question is. Because I said, you want to know, maybe you don't know exactly how to do something, or maybe you just realized that you didn't finish something and you thought you did, and then now you're like, oh my goodness, it's due tomorrow and I'm not done with it. Okay, reach out and say, oh my goodness, I'm working on this, but I'm not quite done. Is there anything I can do? Because they're going to appreciate that you're conscientious enough to reach out. And then also, they're probably going to just say, okay, that's fine. Can you give it to me tomorrow? Instead of just turning it in late and then maybe being frustrated because the professor says, why is it late? Or because I know sometimes people will they'll shut the link to upload. So you do want to communicate. And I think don't be afraid. We were all students once. And I know that maybe they say no exceptions ever, 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 but they probably mean unless you talk to me about it. That's pretty, and I think especially during this pandemic time, I feel like people are really trying to understand how people feel and how we might be affected by being alone and not having the face-to-face interaction and the peer interaction. So I think really reach out. And of course, if you need anything that I can help you with, you can definitely reach out to me as well. I do have directions on how to incorporate your Blackboard calendar into your Outlook calendar, and I'm completely happy to share that with anybody who wants it. I actually have two sets of directions. One is for the web-based Outlook and one is for the desktop version, because you can install it onto your computer. So the desktop version looks slightly different, but it is a little bit easier because you can overlay it onto your calendar, and then you can have a color-coded list of things that are assignment type things.
Yeah, and that calendar, being able to link your calendars. I've had some, students who being able to link their Blackboard calendar to their Outlook calendar, all, and then sync it all to their phone, really has helped them. It gives them kind of one stop to be able to check things and get reminders. So that is a big thing. And, I think too, a lot of our students know that the resources that you have, students, and the accessibility office is one of them. It's a great resources. Janet is a great resource for your learning, for anything that comes up like that. So please definitely get in contact with her if if there are things going on, or if you want some more help with preparing for classes, kind of balancing classes, things like that.
Definitely. And even if you're not a student that's using our service and you're not sure you could qualify, still reach out, because I really do want to help you, and I will in any way that I can. We have found that it really does work if you will schedule the time for yourself to do those studying things, because then if you put it on your calendar, then your calendar is going to tell you it's time to study. See, that's beautiful. It's a reminder. Just like if you had a dentist appointment, it's the same thing. It'll just say study for science or make flashcards or whatever you write in.
Exactly. And a good, those tangible things of being able to see it and it pops up on there. That's very beneficial for a lot of people. If you're, whoever, when you're watching this, if you're kind of questioning like, well, whether or not, is there something in my life that, I need to talk to accessibility services? If in doubt, reach out to them and contact them and start a conversation with Janet and her office, just to see what's, or to learn more about what the accessibility office can do. So definitely something worth checking into. Please never forget that they are there for you, as are all the resources that we have here.
Definitely. I was just going to say, if you're, I don't know, I don't see a chat thing, but if you would just email ada@olusa.edu, you'll be reaching me. And then if you have any questions at all, we can talk about it.
I'll put it in the YouTube chat right now.
Perfect. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Perfect. It is out there. And you have Janet. Thank you very much for your video. We've got a great video out from Janet on self-regulated learning for finals. So definitely go check it out, students. Okay. It is on, like I said, it's on the StudyCon website. It's also on our ACE at Olu YouTube page. So good resource. Janet, thank you so much for giving us some of your time this evening.
Oh, thank you. And you, I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person. I really wanted to, but thank you for including me, and I wish everyone the best. If you just want to talk about the possibility of some help from me, or if you want me to show you how to do the calendar or whatever, then reach out, please. I wish everyone the best of luck on their finals. I know you're going to do great.
Yes, definitely. So we're sending all our good energy and good vibes tonight to all of our students taking finals, and our graduates who are wrapping things up. But thank you very much. So Janet, I got to stop by your office soon.
Yes, you
I
do.
need to come by and see you. But thank you very much, Janet. You have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay. So we've talked academics. We've talked physical health. We've talked our mental health. Everything that I think goes into earned individual selves, right? So we're going to kind of go ahead and wrap up our live stream for tonight, because we don't go too long. Y'all don't want to be sitting in front of the computer all day. I don't want you sitting more, okay? Go have a snack. Go run around outside before it gets too dark. Go look for fireflies. Spend some time away from the technology. But I want to thank you. First off, again, congrats to all our graduates. Big life-changing events, but you're going to be fine. We believe in you. If you need anything as you're wrapping up, please know that we're here for you. All of our offices are here for you. Additionally, again, all of our students, whether you're graduating or not, we are here. So all of our offices are available: University Ministry, Counseling Services, the Wellness Center as a whole, Accessibility Services, the Health Education Office, Kyle and Rec Sports, everybody who's been on tonight, ACE for tutoring and studying and everything. We are here. We are still here. We're going to be here. So as you're wrapping up the semester or as you're going into the summer, know that we are available. Okay. So there it is. Again, congrats to our graduates. Exciting things coming, especially next week as we move towards graduation. Of course, I know it's not the ideal graduation, but still, you have worked hard and you have arrived here, and you deserve that recognition. Congratulations, graduates. All our resources are available. If in doubt, get in contact with us. Email. You can email ACE for questions and information, writing at alusa.edu. As always, all of our contact info is in any of our YouTube videos, including like Playing the ACE always has our contact info. But yes, so with that, we're going to say our goodbyes. Good luck to all of you as you're taking finals, as you're wrapping up projects, as you're moving towards that summer vacation that is so close. Even if you're moving up towards summer school and you're going to take summer classes, okay, that's all right. That's good. Whatever you need to do for you, okay? Good luck in everything. We are here. If we don't see you before the end of the semester, don't hear from you, have a good summer. Have a safe summer. We will see you in the fall. And we look forward to ideally moving back to more in-person events. Thank you to all of our offices who contribute to StudyCon in everything in all its functions. I appreciate y'all so much, especially as we have taken StudyCon and really expanded it and kind of evolved everything that it does. So I appreciate you all. Library, University Ministry, everyone, Student Affairs, everybody involved. Sister Christina, thank you for being our broadcasting home base tonight in Library Community Room. How are things going over there? I don't know. They may be sitting and enjoying a snack. I don't blame them. Okay.
Hey, Sabrina.
Hey.
We are bringing you the tickets so that you can do the raffle on air.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. They're coming to me in the office. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I completely forgot about raffle.
No,
we got to do raffles,
interviews,
guys.
So, it was like no moment because everyone was giving such great tips. So.
Yeah. Yes, definitely so. Loved talking to everybody. Oh, here we go. Here we come. See, Maria's about to chuck them at me. Not really. She's not going to throw them at me. But I'd probably tell her to throw them at me. She's not. Okay. So,
how many are there?
We've got some raffles, and we've got a variety of prizes and things like that too. We've got some cool yoga book and meditation books. We've got a book set of, I think it's The Hate You Give. Is it The Hate You something? Yeah. I cannot remember the title. I don't have a list in front of me. No, it's a book collection.
Oh, I see.
I think Dr. K has it. I think it's The Hate You Give.
I know that
came from that was given to us by a former consultant, Christy. Yes, it's the Hate You Give book series from the author. So there's several books in it, and it's a really nice set that Christy, who was a writing consultant with our office, donated. So there's several things. I think we've got a cool a notebook pen set for you want to write your own adventure this summer, write your story. And some other things. So let's pick. How many am I picking here?
I was trying to figure that out. Give me 1 second. I mean, at least more than 3, so you can start with 3.
Okay. Well, let's start with. Let's see. It's a lot of noise that y'all don't need. But here we go. So, our first ticket is going to go to, it is a red ticket, and it's going to go to 520-1768. So if you're in the vicinity, red ticket ends in 1768. You have won a raffle prize. Please come by, verify that you have that corresponding ticket, and we will.
All right. Update, Sabrina, there's 5 prizes.
Okay, so I'm going to pick 5 winners.
Yes.
Okay, so I've just picked number 1. Again, that is red ticket ending in 1768. All right. If you aren't, do they have to be present to win? Do we know, or can if they email us with the ticket? I'm not sure how we decided. Okay. Well, you got time. So our next winner is going to be red ticket, and it ends in 1786. Literally the reverse numbers. Again, that's a red ticket. 520-1786. You are our second raffle winner. Please, if you're on campus and you're listening still, please come by Library Community Room to pick a prize. If not, I guess you could email us maybe with a photo of the ticket, but I won't get too far into that. Okay. Number 3. Okay. Red ticket 520-1767. Again, that ends in 1767. You are our third raffle winner. Pick another one. Red ticket 520-1775. Again, that is 1775. You are our fourth raffle winner for tonight. And our last raffle winner for tonight. Here we go. We are scrambling around. Get to the bottom of the bag. All right. Here it is, number 5. This is it, number 5. Red ticket 520-1777. Again, that is 1777. You are our 5th raffle winner for tonight. Thank you all so much for participating. For our online listeners, I do apologize we did not have an online raffle, but we are working on a way to make some of those raffles better for online opportunities. Okay. So look forward maybe in the fall, if we do some open houses or things like that, we will have virtual options. And with that, we shall leave you. Thank you so much for joining us for StudyCon Online, for coming by the library community room tonight. Even if you are watching this later, thank you for clicking on this, for watching our playlist of videos. We appreciate you. We believe in you. And good luck in the coming weeks with final exams. To all our college students out there in the world, good luck with the end of the semester, okay? You're going to do well. Try your best. That's what's important, okay? Always try your best. Every day's a new day. Thank you so much, and we'll see you around.